All right, today we're jumping into Paco de Leon's incredible book, Finance for the People. And our goal is pretty simple, to help you build a totally new and honestly a better money mindset. So if you've ever felt like finance is this complicated, exclusive club you're not a part of, well, this one's for you. We're going to reframe your entire relationship with your wallet. So let's just start with the big question, right? Why are we all so weird about money? I mean, it makes us anxious, it makes us confused, sometimes it even makes us feel ashamed. It's one of the only topics that can just suck all the air out of a room. So what is it? What is it about these numbers that has so much power over us? And look, if you have ever felt like this person on Reddit, I promise you, you are in good company. So many of us are just looking for advice that makes sense, stuff that doesn't use a million acronyms or assume you're already a Wall Street pro. This feeling of being totally overwhelmed, that's the starting line for most people. Okay, so first up, why we're weird about money. Because it turns out this feeling isn't just a you problem, it's way, way bigger than that. Let's break down what's really going on.
Our money habits are basically this messy cocktail of a bunch of different things. You've got these huge external forces, right? Like the family you grew up with and the stories they told about money, or the constant drumbeat of capitalism telling us to buy, buy, buy. Then there are massive systemic issues like societal inequality. And on top of all that, you've got the internal stuff, our own deep-seated subconscious beliefs about what we deserve.
And this is where a really vicious cycle can start to form. See, research shows that the chronic stress of just trying to get by in an unequal system actually messes with our brains. It pushes us to make short-term, not-so-great decisions just to survive. And of course, those decisions lead to not-so-great results, which just piles on more stress. And boom, the cycle starts all over again. So a lot of the time, it's a systemic issue, not some personal failing. Okay, so acknowledging the system is kind of rigged is one thing, but we still have to live in it, right? So what do we do? How do we find our footing and actually move forward when the ground beneath us feels so shaky? Well, this is where we pivot from talking about the problem to talking about the solution.
Which brings us to Section 2, the Pyramid of Awesomeness. I love this. Paco de Leon gives us this amazing visual, a map to help us on the journey. And the pyramid is built from the ground up, which is so important. You can't just jump to building wealth if the foundation is shaky. You have to start with the fundamentals, really knowing what's coming in and what's going out. Once you've got that down, then you can move on to tackling debt and then building real wealth and finally protecting everything you've worked for. It's a clear step-by-step process.
So let's talk about Section 3, your circle of control. You've got this big pyramid in front of you. So where do you even start? Well, you start by focusing on the one place where your power is absolute.
And here's the key difference. So much of our energy gets wasted in what we can call the circle of concern. We're worrying about the economy, the stock market, what's happening halfway around the world, all things we have basically zero control over. The secret is to pour all that energy into your circle of control. Things like your attitude, the skills you decide to learn, how you use your time. This is where all the real progress happens.
So how do you actually do that? Well, here is the single most powerful, actionable step you can take. Schedule a weekly meeting with yourself and your money. 30 to 60 minutes. Make it non-negotiable. This isn't about feeling restricted, it's about giving your financial life the focus it needs. It's a habit that builds trust in yourself, and it's the engine that's going to power all the other changes.
Okay, on to our next section, Principles for Financial Peace. Because to keep that weekly habit going, we need to make some fundamental shifts in how we think.
The number one enemy of financial well-being is a scarcity mindset, that constant feeling of not enough. And the antidote to that is gratitude. Now, I know that can sound a little fluffy, but when you genuinely focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your entire perspective changes. You start seeing possibilities where you used to only see roadblocks. Our world is pretty much designed for instant gratification, right? One-click buys, next-day delivery, all of it. But real financial strength comes from doing the exact opposite, practicing delayed gratification, whether it's saving for a goal before you spend or just waiting to buy something. It's like a workout for your brain. It frees you from constantly chasing that next little hit of pleasure and empowers you to make conscious, long-term choices. All right, let's talk about one final and absolutely crucial mindset shift. This is something that trips a lot of people up, and getting it right can change everything. We have to understand the difference between just earning an income and actually building wealth. Think of it like this. Income is what you earn. It's a flow.
But that flow can go right back out the door just as fast as it came in. Wealth, on the other hand, is what you own. It's your net worth, what you have minus what you owe. Sure, a high income can make you look rich, but real, lasting financial security, that comes from focusing on growing your wealth, not just your paycheck. And really, this quote from the author just captures the whole spirit of this philosophy perfectly. This isn't just about crunching numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about empowerment. It's a call to action to take back control from all the systems designed to make us feel confused and powerless about our own money.
So when it comes down to it, your financial life is a story. And maybe, up until now, it's been a story you didn't feel like you were in charge of. The big takeaway here is that you're the author. You hold the pen. You have the power to turn the page and start a completely new chapter whenever you want. So the only question left is, are you ready to rewrite it?